Hey everybody, hope you had a nice couple of weeks. I know I did. It's Darkness Rises development, and we're here to show you the updates here for the client and the artwork for the characters. Today I will go over all of the old pictures and then the new ones that have come in, and we'll just do a little comparison for fun. And then I'll show you a neat little tool that Mike developed and Devilich drew some images for, and that's about it for updates. So let's go ahead and get it into gear here. Starting with the Good Realm, these are all the old portraits, and what we did is I sent the artist that we found each one of these individually, as well as the group photo. And I told him, hey, look, you know, this is a continuation project of Darkness Falls, the Crusade, which he has no idea or doesn't know anything about. And so I gave him that as inspiration to kind of create a new version of all of these different races. So without further ado, we have by realm the old portraits here, and then we'll click over here and I'll show you the new versions. All of them that have come in so far. So right now in the top left we have our new dwarves, followed by the gnomes and the half elves, and then we have our Tamians as well. They just came in, and we have the male halfling, and then the halfling female, elf male, and elf female will be arriving in the near future. And again, these have all been possible thanks to you guys for your donations. From early on, when we first started streaming, we had a bunch of really wonderful people donate a lot of money, to be honest, and it helped take care of all of the portraits thus far. We're reaching the tail end of the portraits as well as those donations, but those donations have gone to good use. And then afterwards we plan on doing some more artwork, kind of like a splash background, kind of like the old one from DFC. So if you'd like to donate to the project, you can scroll down just a touch and there's a nice big PayPal donate button. And again, we appreciate all you guys' help. So anyway, let's continue. I'll show you the old Chaos realm, starting with the trolls, goblins, gnolls, kobolds, lizardmen, orcs, and ogres. We all know them pretty well, but if you haven't seen them, there they are. Or I should say, I haven't seen them in a while. And then let's go ahead and look at the new complete list, portraits of Chaos. So again, trolls, goblins, and so forth, and the latest addition being the female lizard man, or I guess we could say lizard woman if you want to be totally correct. Yeah, so again, all of these portraits have been done by the same artist, who his name is Bart, and he lives in Italy, and he works on a website called Fiverr.com. You can find him. I'll put up his name at some point. I just hadn't put that up for this stream, but his name is Mudo Kunabi. So I'll get the name around if you guys are interested in looking at his work. Oh, I'm a loser. Thank you. Let me see. Somebody just followed or donated. Let me pull that up real quick. I didn't have the overlay set up to all these other windows for the portraits, so let me just check on that real quick. Okay, there we go. So just now that was Mr. Tyhar. Thanks for following, buddy. Welcome home. And sorry to hear that you don't want to play Chaos anymore. But hey, change is good, right? Anyway, moving on. We'll go to the evil old portraits here in a sec. There we have it. Demons, the Bale Elves, as we've now transitioned them to Dark Elves, followed by the Vampires, Werewolves, Skeletons. Notice they're the same because there was no female skeleton. And then the Zombies and Imps. Real quick glance over the awesome artwork. And yes, I did fail to mention that we did receive the original drawing of the female lizard woman as well, from the artist's brother, as it were. And I'll show you guys that in just a moment if you haven't seen it. It's also really cool for him to donate that. So let's take a look at the new evil races. So first and foremost, the demons in the top left there, that was a very interesting portrait to work with the artist. As for some reason I said, the demons they're pretty well appreciated in the community, for those that play demons. So I said, hey, try a little harder, or just try to make it really cool. So we went back and forth with a bunch of different designs, and ultimately I said, let's just try kind of an evolved version of the old one. So it's kind of the same posture. The legs are a little bent, kind of like the old one, and he's just shredded to the max, pretty much. Pretty cool details on it. Let me know if you guys like it. I know I like the female. And then, so again, there's the dark elves in the top right, and then the new vampires in the middle on the left, followed by the new werewolves. And again, we do have a female skeleton, so hooray for that. And then the male skeleton, obviously, and then the zombies, and then the imps will be the last ones to seal the deal for Evil's new portraits, and we're excited for that. So that about does it for the new portraits. So again, we'll just do a real quick run through so everybody can see it again. Good old realm races, and the new ones. We'll have the halfling female, the elves, male and female, coming soon. The old chaos races, the new chaos races of awesomeness, and the old evil realm races, and finally the new realm races for evil, again with the imps being the last. So again, super excited. Thank you guys for donating, for making it possible, and we will continue updating you when we get the next 2 portraits. We are looking for any other supporters out there that would like to pitch in and help us finish those portraits out, and as well as continue to get this artist to give us a full color background splash for the game. So we're excited about that, and we do appreciate your help. So moving on, I know I haven't looked at the chat, but I'll catch up in just a minute here. And last thing I want to show you guys for the updates is our updater. We do have an automatic file downloader that will basically keep your client and all your files up to date. So this is what it looks like. We put it together using the same style font as Darkness Falls the Crusade. And I can't show the animation, unfortunately, but the color in the words Darkness Rises actually loads as the files load, so it's pretty cool. So special thanks to Devilich and Mike, of course, for putting that together, and as well up on top of that we have the logo, or the icon I should say, and that'll be your little desktop icon that comes with the game. Whether or not we decide to keep it, it looks pretty awesome. I don't see why we won't keep it. So you just might see that in the future when you have your finally your ability to download the client and play. So so that does it for about updates. I'll show off the client a little bit, and I'll run around, show you guys a couple things that we've done in the past to kind of put the game together, such as objects, moving around, maps, and stuff like that, if you haven't seen it. So let's scroll back up here. Alright, so here's a different look at the client. It's kind of a new iteration, so the background's a little different. But the client remains the same, and go ahead and check on chat. Yes. All the portraits will be updated with the kind of the scroll background. We haven't chosen the actual image yet, but it's going to be very similar. They're not going to just be big white, chunks of blah. Yeah, so we'll update that, and I'll show you that when that's done. Show the original lizard. That's right. Thanks for